Morning.
Thank you for agreeing to talk to Informilo. We're here in Brussels at Microsoft's Innovation Day with the chairman of Microsoft Europe. So please tell us, Jan, why does Microsoft organize this Innovation Day in Brussels each year?
This is, traditional event. As you know, the economical landscape changed significantly last year or two. But we are strong believers that Europe should invest in innovation, and if Europe will be successful, Microsoft will be successful in Europe, right? And I think it's important indeed to realize why the economy is tough. People will still continue to innovate. The businesses are asking for higher productivity, for more, cost savings. And while we cannot influence economy as such, we can influence how we react to those situations. And I'm the software engineer by profession, and I'll talk about what I call magic of software, what software can do for the people. And you can see here the solutions in terms of the healthcare. I give you just one example. Chronic diseases today, it's 6.8% of the GDP in average in Europe, right? Imagine that we will be able, if we will, through the e-health solutions, we'll be able to marry lifestyle, the wellness, to the healthcare, right? The people will get, notifications. There's some, specific whether you should, use that medicine or use, that that food, whatever. You can save a lot of money. Not talking about the patient, records that the health information would travel with you. So there's a huge opportunity to save money, but to provide also much better service to the patients and to the customers in healthcare. That was one example. The other example I would use, it's environment and energy. While the IT industry is responsible for 2% of the energy consumption, we can influence a lot the remaining 98%. Things like smart housing, things like smart energy management. You have here, one partner company showing what you can do in the household with the magic of software, right? And that's one example. The other example would be unified communication. Things like Microsoft Roundtable, our solution for the unified communication communicator, which can be used so people don't travel. We just did internal meeting last week, 200 people, 40 different places in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, 27 speakers, 4 hours. It was like sitting with each other in the same room, right? And then the third and fourth pillar is software plus service, because this is new Microsoft vision, what software plus service can do, and it's obviously the new opportunity for what we call our partner ecosystem. Because if Microsoft makes €1 in Europe, our partners are making €8. It's really win-win situation, because they are building their own solutions, they are providing their own services based on our platform. And last but not least, because a lot of services will move to the cloud, we need to make sure that we take care of the privacy, security, make internet safe, and that's the fourth pillar of the innovation day we have today. So in net, this is tradition, but we also try to react to the economical situation. What magic of software, Microsoft and our partners, what we can do to help us get out of this situation, but also to be stronger for Europe to be competitive in this 21st century.
So to recap, you see opportunities for startups to work with Microsoft in areas like the cloud and e-health, energy management. Are there other areas such as mobile or?
It's a mobile. It's education, because I think you will see great solutions in education, because today kids at home, they have internet, they are absolutely exposed to the globalization. What I would say, schools are still lacking a little bit behind in e-learning, and we are showing here some very smart solutions, how the kids can learn better, how they can how the teachers can teach them in a much better way, right? There are definitely opportunities in the recovery package now for Europe. I think it's 220 billion euros, because there will be solutions, and I would say there will be solutions which will be IT-driven solutions. But even if you do some buildings or railways or the roads, you still need software for the project management and stuff like that. So I think there will be indeed opportunities for the startups, right? And that's why we announced back in November here in Europe the program called WISPARKS, which is nutshell, it's got three parts. One is we provide technology to the startups. The second part is we connect startups with the money, and here we partner in Europe with HSBC, but also with the other organizations locally. And the third part is the marketing. And so far, it was very well received by the companies that in the tough times, we are supporting the startups, because indeed we are successful in Europe because of technology, but also because of our partners, because we are the platform company. They are indeed building their own solutions. So I think it's a win-win solution, and I must say that the Microsoft partners here in Europe are our most important assets we have. And even if I compare us to our competitors, it's quite unique system we have in place.
Microsoft has, helped create a lot of new jobs in Europe. You have a lot of partnerships. You're working with startups. Yet, you have had a somewhat rocky relationship with the European Commission. You've just kind of cleared one case, and now you're facing another investigation into, this time, the browsers. Where does that stand, and what can you tell us about that?
As I said, we look, long term. If Europe will be successful, we'll be successful in Europe. And you rightly said about the jobs. It's not only Microsoft jobs, but in our ecosystem, there's like 3.2 million jobs created around that ecosystem. In average, 40% of the jobs, of IT jobs in Europe, country to country, it can be a little bit different, but in average 40% it's created through the ecosystem. Now, going to the case, I must say, and we've said it a couple of times already, we will do everything to be compliant here in Europe and everywhere else. I think since our announcement with Commission in October 2007, we accepted the principles, or announced the principles of interoperability. We are working with a very open manner, and in general I think we've got both locally and with the European Commission good relationship, and obviously we would like to put past behind us, because I'm always saying it's in the business but it's also in the life. You can change only future, you cannot change the past.
Great, thank you.